Alright guys, so welcome back again. So in this video, um, I'm thinking about to keep doing these remaining labs. So we will do lab 22 right now. So the title is Linux GPG Encryption. So GPG is probably you will know that this is let me find that GPG long form. GPG is GNU Privacy Guard. So that is kind of like security system tool. Alright, so let's go. So why we use GPG for this lab? So I have a diagram for this. For example, you can simply think that you want to send a file. That file is probably TXT file, probably a sensitive data file. So you want to send to somebody, but throughout the internet it must be secure, and that has to be better for this, like privacy stuff, like something for security. So that's why we had to change that plain text file into the encrypted file. So for creating an encrypted file, we need to have at least public key, GPG public key. So when we created an encrypted file with a GPG public key on the plain text file, so we will get the encrypted file. So we will send that encrypted file to the person that you would like to send, maybe your friend, maybe someone else. So when he receives the file is encrypted, so he cannot read and he cannot open easily to know what it is. So that's why to open the file, that means to unlock the file, the encrypted file, we must have the private key and passphrase value to decrypt the file. So to encrypt the file, we also need a public key and passphrase to decrypt the file. You must have private key to open the file, and you must apply the passphrase. Alright, so let me try to solve this challenge. So we have the confidential data that needs to be transferred to a remote location. So as we need to encrypt that data, we also need to decrypt that data when we receive from a remote location in order to understand its content. So alright, so on storage server in Strato data center, we have private and public keys stored at this directory. So and then use these keys to perform the following actions. So we will first of all we go to the storage server username is Natasha, and host name is STSTOR01. Alright, so let's go there. SSH Natasha at STSTOR01. I will say yes, and I will paste the password. And first of all, let me change into real user. So now we are on the storage server. Sorry. So let me check this directory. ls-ld. So this directory existed. So within this directory, you will see that we find that two keys, private and public keys. So that sounds good, right? So we have to import these two keys from this directory. So for that we will use GPG, and this is security system tool. So here we will do import, and we will give the specific storing directory name here. So I will do like that. So for importing the keys, we have to use passphrase. So passphrase value is here. It is given here. Passphrase for decryption and encryption is kodekloud, so I will use this value. So I will say okay. So now we import the inner keys. So let me see the GPG, sorry, key list. I think that's not correct command, probably. Keys list. Ah, I don't remember how to see GPG key list. So yeah, oh, sorry, this is correct. Yeah, so you will see key lists. So this is the probably RSA key. So user ID is the same here. kodekloud at kodekloud.com. So the first thing is we're gonna have to encrypt the file, this specific file to this specific directory, and after the receiver receive the encrypted file, we have to decrypt again and to this file to this destination file. So we have to use this passphrase for both encryption and decryption. So user ID is here, kodekloud at kodekloud.com. So let we encrypt this. So let me find this. How to encrypt using GPG on CentOS terminal, for sure, like that. So we can run this command line to create an encrypted file here. So this is the output directory name. So here this is the output directory names. So here's correct and more encrypt. So recipient username is we will give the correct username, user ID. So here recipient user ID is kodekloud at kodekloud.com. I will apply there, and then this is the targeted file for encryption. So I will run this. So I will say yes. Why? Oh, sorry. I will run again and why? Yes, so we successfully created an encryption file. So now we have to decrypt this file. So here I will run this. So for decryption, so before we decryption, let's receive this decrypted file content. So probably this file is not existing even right now. So after decryption, it will be appear, right? I think so, like that. So we had to run this command line for decryption. So this is the output directory name and file name, home decrypted me.txt. So we're gonna decrypt this file. Alright, so I will apply this command. So I will run like that. So everything's correct. I will run that. So here again we have to use the Passphrase value right there for decryption. So now let me check again this decrypted file. Probably we may see some text, some content within that decrypted file. So here we see the string. Welcome to Execution Corp Industries. this is kodekloud system administration left. So alright, so we successfully did it for this left. I think so. So let me check the final step. So I will check and click confirm button. So that's it. Alright, so thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.